Hey, it's Jay from Two Dudes Reviews. My wife Allison here. We just got our shipment from Home Chef. I'll lift up the box for you here. Home Chef, this is what you get once a week when you're signed up with Home Chef. We did a review of Blue Apron a while back, and this is the review of Home Chef and how the two kind of differ. This is the Home Chef delivery. I can tell you this much. As far as the box size is concerned, this box almost half the size of the box that we used to get with Blue Apron, right? Yeah. It's about the same. Why don't you open that, Allison, and I'm going to bring this camera around over here to kind of show people. Oh, there we go. Is that all right? That works.
Oh, we got our recipes right on top.
Got the recipes on top.
So this features what we got this week. Steelhead trout. How do you pronounce that?
Niqua, maybe?
Niqua? Niqua?
I would say Niqua.
Anyways, delicious.
Or Niqua.
Chicken and basil pecorino cream sauce. Yum.
That looks good with roast vegetables.
And
Parisian bistro steak with Daplonese potatoes and green beans. Daplonese? Interesting. That'll be fun to check out as well. And tonight we're going to go ahead with the steelhead, right?
yes,
We're going to do the fish recipe. You know, because fish, maybe it's just my thinking.
Had spaghetti for lunch.
We did have spaghetti for lunch, and I just don't think that fish is going to keep quite as long as the other items in the fridge.
Okay.
And here's how everything becomes pre-portioned right here. And this is almost like this is just kind of a foam that this is packaged in.
But
This right here, just kind of foam.
It's got the little dry ice packets. Is that dry ice or what is that?
No, it's actual ice in small packets. We'll get down to that, and that separates the meats from the veggies. So here are your veggies. So here's the veggies for the steelhead, and
included.
Everything
got all
included.
your sauces, olives, anything you need.
I do have to say the one thing that's kind of a detractor is, you know, you never want to put your tomatoes in refrigeration or your citrus or your potatoes in refrigeration. I don't think that
Those are all coming out.
for a couple of days in shipping that's really going to make a difference. But if you're going to be storing this stuff in the refrigerator until you make the meal, that could be an issue.
And we've got our bistro steak.
So here's all
the potatoes will come out as well. Heavy whipping cream, that'll stay.
Butter, even down to the butter. Look at that.
Butter.
And fresh green beans.
Nice. And more potatoes. Chicken and basil, pecorino cream sauce, yum. So those are all our fixings.
And then down below that, you see the ice packet. Now, I gotta say, the ice packets in Home Chef are significantly smaller, about half the size, again, of the ice packs that were packed in Blue Apron to help keep that stuff refrigerated when you got it. But here are the portions as far as the meats are concerned. Something to consider. Take a look at the fish.
Fish.
The two individual portions of fish. Really good looking fish. Look at that.
Yummy. Still
Nice and a dark orange pink. I don't know if that color is going to come through on the video, but that's a really beautiful shade of pink for trout.
And we have our steak.
There's the meat. My son Caleb just came down. Say hello, Caleb. Okay.
And our chicken.
There's the chicken. Maybe still a little bit on the frozen side, or no?
Yeah,
Frozen
a little bit. Right in the center it is.
Okay. Tonight we're doing the trout, so we're going to do the trout. You're going to come along for the ride, the entire cooking process from start to finish. So we're here. We've got all the vegetables kind of separated here. We did have to dice up some tomatoes. We did have to chop in half some green beans, very simple stuff. We diced one very small red potato right there. Took some of their olives and cut them into about 1/4-inch slices there. We've got 2 lemons, we've got some lemon rind, we've got some lemon juice, and we have the wonderful garlic over there. And then, of course, the fish, which is getting a nice salt and pepper right now.
On both sides.
On both sides, yeah, we salt and pepper both sides of this fish here. We've got a pot, we're boiling some water. We're going to be boiling these potatoes, not very long, just a couple of minutes, about 3 to 5 minutes, just to soften them up a little bit. We don't want them to get mushy. We're not making mashed potatoes here. We're just softening them up. So tender, but not so tender that they fall apart. Again, like I said, about 5 to 8 minutes on that. So we've got the start to our salad bed right here. And Allison, what all did you put in this thing here? We got some green beans and
Well, first I did a little mixture of olive oil and lemon zest and garlic, salt and pepper, and we then took our cooked potatoes and green beans and marinated those into the dressing.
Okay.
We'll set it aside and then add the spinach after we cook our fish.
Now the potatoes we diced and cooked for about 5 minutes and then threw in the green beans to the boiling water till they got this nice bright green that you can see here, and cooked those for an additional about 3.5 minutes or so. And that was just about right. You don't want your potatoes to be too darn mushy. You want them to have some texture, but you still want them to be soft enough that you're not crunching into it like an apple, right? So here's our pan, our prep pan ready to rock. We've got about a tablespoon of olive oil in there. We're just going to slide these slices of fish inside here. Skin side down, correct?
Skin side down.
Okay. Ooh, listen to that cook. Yummy, yummy. And believe it or not, this is trout. What? Oh, skin side up? Here, hang on a second. Where's our plastic spatula? Here we go.
No.
Not a problem. Bada bing. And of course, we season these on both sides. I would assume that we're probably going to be eating this skin and all, yeah?
Yeah, I would. So
Okay.
skin side up for about 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay, we're going to set our timer for, we'll call that 4 minutes. And begin. I'm just going to coat these in olive oil, so I'm just going to kind of swing them around like that. Get a nice crust going on there on the trout. Beautiful looking fish. Again, this fish looks more like salmon than it does trout, does it not?
Well, do you remember when Caleb caught brookies?
Yeah.
Brookies is another trout.
Now I thought that the brookies were almost like smaller trout, like baby trout. These are steelhead trout.
Do you remember the brookies though? They had that beautiful salmon color.
Right.
And the meat was delicious.
Now one thing I do know about trout is that it occasionally tends to be a little on the bony side. So we'll have to really be careful. If you're cooking the small trout, you know, you're getting the rainbow trout from the grocery store or what have you, always check that stuff for bones, because trout can be incredibly bony.
But it's delicious.
It's a delicious eat. So we're going to let these cook here for about another 3.5 minutes or so, and then get ready to plate the food, and we'll be back then. All right, our fish is just about done. We are pairing this with the regular everyday toasted head. It's a barrel aged, so it's a little more on the oaky side, which is kind of how I like it. And Allison is having the ginger beer with tequila and fresh lime juice. I'm going to move this out of the scene so you can see what we're doing as far as plating this up is concerned. I'll grab the pieces of fish. If you want to grab a spoonful more. Man, this fish is looking delicious. Take a look at that there, huh? We've got our salad on the plate. We're going to slide this right in on the side. To me, I like a nice, almost wilted spinach salad. Some people don't like their spinach wilted. Some folks like it to be still nice and crispy. We have our relish that we're throwing
relish is amazing.
kind of on the side. Now the relish is made up of tomatoes, capers. What else? Olives.
Are they the Clamato olives and garlic?
Yeah, those black olives. What kind of olives are those? Here, hang on a second. I'll tell you. They're pitted Clamato olives. Yes, you were right.
Has lemon zest and lemon juice, olive oil. Delicious.
And we have our leftover lemon peel here, the zest. We're just going to kind of gently sprinkle that over the top.
You can even get it onto the salad. It's not going to hurt.
A little on the salad, that's fine. Now this stuff is relatively moist still, so it's still going to be a little on the clumpy side. So we're going to sprinkle that on. We'll throw a little on the plate and make us feel like we're professionals and know what the hell we're doing.
I'll give you your lemon wedge that you can...
We got the lemon wedge.
You can use
And this is the zest of one whole lemon or a half a lemon, or how much zest did we use here?
half a lemon.
Half a lemon zest. We got quite a bit of zest out of this. You want to try and avoid the white part of the lemon when you're zesting, just because the white part gets a little on the bitter side. So that's what we have as our final piece right there. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yummy.
A little of that, something like that. Huh? She's crazy. She's cray. And it's supposed to look like this. So I would say that's relatively close. It almost looks like, The potatoes are nice and oily in that one, and the fish piece is a little longer and thinner than these are. These pieces of fish are thicker than the ones in the picture. And you know, when you go to go to a Burger King or a burger joint, and the picture always looks different than what they actually serve you.
Look like my Whopper.
And if you were going to compare the Home Chef to Blue Apron, are there some unique differences between the two?
Yes. You know what? We were just talking about this. I felt that Blue Apron really focused on using different peppers, different seasonings that I'd never used before. Saw them in the store, but didn't know what they were like. So that was a good thing about it.
And some almost Indian-inspired dishes with Blue
Indian
Apron, more
and
the
Asian.
curries and Asian stuff. And Home Chef?
Home Chef, we tend to use more citrus and garlic.
Yeah. So more bohemian American flair. Steak and potatoes with the Home Chef.
Lots of potatoes.
Yeah, if you like steak and potatoes, they've got you covered at Home Chef. Now, to me, Home Chef a little bit easier as far as the recipes are concerned.
I think it's easier to follow.
Yeah, easier to follow. Home Chef does give you this handy-dandy notebook to keep all your menus in. That's one thing with Blue Apron. After a month and a half, we had different menus and recipes stacked all over the place without knowing where to keep them. So Home Chef is very cordial in the fact that they give you that. So at this point, I would say, just being a red-blooded American, that
Home Chef is it.
Yeah, I'm leaning toward Home Chef. You want to take a bite out of your plate? I don't know which plate's going to be yours, but take a bite there and give your final verdict. And unfortunately, I don't have a wine glass handy, or else I'd pour you a little glass of wine to pair with it.
On
But
the other side.
we're good.
Okay, well, I guess this one's mine.
Great. It is now. You touch it, you eat it. Now, some people don't like the fishy taste sometimes of the skin. The skin is very, very easy to peel off as soon as you get it cooked up on the other side. What are you thinking? How fishy is that trout compared to fishy fishes? Because a lot of people don't like fishy taste in their trout.
There's no fish taste at all.
No fishiness.
One thing I know, being that my father is a fisherman, if it tastes like fish, no good.
Yeah.
And this is
I think the saying is, if it tastes like trout, get out. But I think there's sexual innuendo in that. Shh, don't tell anybody. It's Two Dudes Reviews, and this is the Home Chef.